Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. So today I'm sitting down to share with you the next video in my series where I've been sharing affordable makeup in different categories, and today we are on to highlighter. And honestly, the category of highlighters was really tricky for me. I realized when I was looking at the prices for different highlighters that I have very expensive tastes in highlighters, but I was able to come up with 6 highlighters that are $25 and under. To be completely transparent, there's 2 highlighters I'm going to be talking about that are not my favorite highlighters, but I'll explain the whole situation. But given all the various highlighters I have tried, these are better than some and they're definitely good affordable options. Highlighter is a case where definitely paying a little bit more can sometimes give you a better product. Everyone's life situation is different, and you may not be able to afford one of the more high-end highlighters, but you do want something that's clean and a good affordable option, and I do have those here today to talk about. I do have a range of formulas. I have a loose highlighter, I have 2 pressed highlighters, I have a cream highlighter and a stick highlighter. I don't actually have a liquid highlighter. The only affordable liquid highlighters that I've tried, I really have not liked, and I didn't want to recommend them to you today, so hopefully a cream will fill that category, but I really have not found a good affordable liquid highlighter that I've liked. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. So we're going to start off with pressed highlighters, and the first one we're going to start off with is actually the most expensive product in this video. It's $22, and that is the PYT highlighters. And I first want to start off by giving a disclaimer about this, because if you watched my channel for a while, you remember there was a PYT highlighter that I absolutely did not like, and that is the shade in Courtside. Avoid that highlighter at all costs. It's glittery, straight up glittery. It's the worst one. There's 3 shades, and the lightest, it's white. It looks white when you're looking at the picture of it. Its name is Courtside. Avoid it at all costs. But I kept hearing people liking the highlighter, so I finally decided to try another shade. And I should say that I do have very, very fair skin, and one thing I think that also kind of limited my choices of highlighters, because I wanted to recommend things that actually work on my skin tone. I think all the highlighters I'm talking about at least come in multiple shades, so if you have a deeper skin tone than me, you might be able to find a shade that works better for you. I realize the highlighter is extremely personal. I have problems finding highlighters that are light enough for me. All these are light enough for fair skin tone, and a lot of them do come in multiple shade options as well. This is the highlighter in the shade Upgrade right here, and as you can see, it is super reflective and definitely light enough for my fair skin. It's absolutely beautiful. If you want a kind of more high impact highlighter that's not glittery, that just looks really glowy on the skin, definitely check this one out. Like I said, avoid the shade Courtside. I absolutely love this. If you want a just pressed high impact highlight, this is a great option to go with. The next pressed highlighter is this one from Honest Beauty, and this is their luminizing powder. I have the shade in Midnight Reflection. I realized after I filmed my video where I talked about this that there are actually 2 shades of the highlighter. So if you have a deeper skin tone, I would recommend checking out the other shade. However, this one is a really good shade match for me. I'm going to swatch it here. I will start off by saying this is a more subtle highlighter, but I also kind of like that about it. It's not as much of an intense highlighter. You can see it, it's right here next to the PYT highlighter. You can see the PYT highlighter picking up more of the light, but this one here definitely does pick up the light and just give a very soft reflection. So if you want to wear a highlighter but really not look like you're wearing a highlighter, this is a great option. You know what I mean? Just that subtle, is she glowing from within? Is it highlighter? We don't know. That's this product. And I wanted to mention it as well because it is a pressed option. I get it, not everyone wants a loose highlighter, and this is just a great option. I should mention that this one comes in at $19.99. I reach for it all the time. It's just the perfect everyday highlighter for me. So now we're going to talk about the loose highlighter, and the one I thought of immediately is this one here from Roen. I have the shade in White Gold. I want to explain the pricing on this one. So the price ranges from $14 to $18. $14 is the highlighter in their plastic container. It's a little jar just like this, but it's made of plastic. And then $18 buys you the highlighter in their glass refillable container. This is like the OG highlighter. Well, some of you guys have been around in clean beauty a long time. If you're newer to clean beauty, like back when I started my channel, which was about 4 years ago? It's 4 years ago now. Oh my gosh, my channel, 4 years old now. We've been around for 4 years. And back when I started like trying to find like intense highlighters or really pigmented eyeshadows was a big struggle. And I remember finding Root White Gold and being like, oh my gosh, this is like a conventional highlighter. We finally found one. And this is a really pretty highlighter. It's intense. I mean, I've definitely swatched it very intensely on my hand right here. Like you can see it, like we are reflecting some light. But if you want that, you can get it with this highlighter. And obviously the Root illuminators come in a number of shades as well. This one does work really well for my fair skin. It's beautiful and intense. Obviously, I would not apply it this intensely on my cheekbone. I would use a brush and fan it out, but you can see what kind of level of blinding highlight you can get with this. Also, you could use this as an eyeshadow. It can be a very multi-use product. And like I said, this does come in a number of shades. White Gold is the one I have. It's like the iconic Root highlighter, but if you are looking for a slightly different highlighter shade, Root does offer quite a few options, which I think is really great. In terms of like having shade options for a highlighter, I think Root has some of the best shade options actually across all their products. They just have a really nice variety of shades, which I really, really appreciate. So I really do recommend this. It is obviously a beautiful blinding highlighter. You gotta be in the market for a blinding highlighter, but if you are, it's really hard to beat the Root loose illuminator formula. I have not tried actually their pressed highlighters, surprisingly, but you know, I do really like this one. I should mention they do have a really pretty cream highlighter. I'll link that video up above where I was talking about it. I'm not recommending it in this one because the shade is not quite right. There's only one shade currently and it's too pink for my skin tone. It just doesn't work. But I think once they expand, I'm pretty sure they're going to expand that shade range. So once they do, we should have a good option there, but for right now, that's just not available. So we'll move on to like the cream formulas. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is this one right here. And this is the Tower 28 No Shade Illuminator. This is $18. And the perfect thing about this is because it has no actual glitter reflex in it or no like base color. It's actually just totally clear. It works for all skin tones, which is kind of cool. So this is the only highlighter that is like a one shade fits all highlighter. And this one here is totally clear. So basically what it is a balm that you put on your, you know, whatever part of your face you want to highlight. And just because it's kind of dewy, it picks up the light and just, this is the most natural highlighter you can get. You're basically emulating having like oily, dewy skin. And I say that as someone with oily skin. But surprisingly, you don't have oily skin. I really like it. I've got swatched crosswise across my wrist. And you can see it just kind of like picking up the light a bit. And I do have it on my cheekbones today. This highlighter I really like, and I know a lot of you are like, oh, it's just a balm. I could just use a regular balm and put that on my cheeks. Yes, but I do really like the formula of this because it doesn't feel heavy or greasy or sticky. It's just a very comfortable product. And I've tried a lot of products like this, and this is definitely one of the best ones in terms of comfort and just like wearability. And that's why I really like it. It is $18, so I think it's just a beautiful product. And it really is, if you want that like glow from within, like you aren't wearing a highlighter and actually just have like dewy, natural looking skin, this is the perfect product for you. I know that no makeup look is in, and Tower 28 is like perfect for that. And this is definitely a great option. I know it's expensive to pay $18 for a balm, but trust me, I really like it. I really enjoy it. And I'm saying that as someone with oily skin. So it definitely has become a staple of mine and definitely a great affordable highlighter option. So I'm gonna give the disclaimer that these two highlighters are not my absolute favorite highlighters because I do love cream products so much. And I know a lot of people do that. These are good products to recommend in that they are good affordable cream highlighters. Are they my favorite? Do I reach for them a ton? No, but do they work? Yes. The first one here is this one from Axiology. I got a set of their lip to lid balmies, and this one, oh man, I always forget which shade I have. I will put the shade I have in the description box down below. I always forget the name of this one because it doesn't have it on the box. But I have one of their little lip to lid balmies, and you may be like, this is a tiny product. Yes, but this is actually the size of like their lip crayons, except without the external packaging. And the reason I did this is because this is totally recyclable, which is really cool. So you just have this paper that can be recycled when the product's used up. And this guy cost $12, which is a really great price. And I've got the highlighter swatched right here. And you can see it's picking up the light really pretty. I actually need like the one shade lighter in the highlighter. There's a lighter shade than this one, and that's, I guess, part of the reason I haven't been as in love with this highlighter is the shade is just like not quite the right shade for me. There is a one lighter shade. I will put that one in the description box down below. I can't remember any of their names. Editing Cat will sort this all out for us. But it is a really pretty product, and it's nice and small and compact and really affordable, like by far the most affordable option, coming in at $12. And yes, this is tiny, but you are not going to need that much of the product. You just need a little bit. It goes a long way. But really for me, the main drawback with this one is just the color. I need to actually get the right color in this. There are several shades of the highlighter. There's one lighter than the one I have, and I think there are a few like deeper highlighter shades as well. Okay, and then the final one is this one here from Hand Skincare Cosmetics. And this is their cream highlighter in the shade Moonlight. And to be completely transparent, I've been trying to dupe the RMS Living Luminizer, and I thought this might do it, but it's close in terms of like the shade. It's just the formula is not as nice as that one, but we're working on it. We're working on it. We'll get this figured out eventually. The reason I don't like this one quite as much as the Living Luminizer, I'm trying to show you here, is it's kind of more of an oily formula. I'm trying to see if you can see it here in the container. When I swirled my hand around in it, it's a little bit more oily than most cream highlighters that I use. And because I have oily skin, it's just not my favorite consistency. If you have more like normal dry skin, I think this will work really well for you. It's just, for me, it's a little bit too oily on top of my makeup, but the color is beautiful. Like you can see that beautiful kind of silvery reflect. I don't know, with having my fair skin, like something about that like silvery reflect gets me every single time. But this highlighter does come in a couple different shades as well. So if you're not into this particular shade, you've got some options. And the price on this one is $18, which is a really good option. But this, I wanted to mention it because it is a pretty highlighter. It's just a little bit on the more like oily side than what I prefer, just given my oily skin. But obviously, it does a good job of reflecting. And if you're really looking for a dupe for the RMS Living Luminizer in terms of shade, this is a really great option. Let us know in the comment section down below if you've tried out any of these highlighters, and if you have, which ones are your favorite, or which one's your favorite affordable highlighter. Let us all know so we can all learn from each other down below. And of course, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like hearing more about clean beauty, and be sure to click the bell button so you're notified of when I post new videos. And also come follow me on Instagram. I'm at naturallybeautifulgirlkat there. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.